I was abducted by aliens. But the truth was even worse. Hey, Reddit. I never thought I'd be the guy posting in a place like this, but after what happened to me, I need to tell someone. I don't know if I'll even be the same after this. Maybe you'll believe me. Maybe you won't. But here's my story. It was past midnight when I walked home, the streets eerily quiet. The air felt heavier than usual, like something was pressing down on me. Then, without warning, the sky exploded into blinding white light. My body tensed as an invisible force lifted me off the ground. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. My vision blurred, and the last thing I saw was the ground disappearing beneath me. When I woke up, my head throbbed, and the air smelled strange. Sterile. Metallic. Wrong. I blinked rapidly, adjusting to the dim glow of the sleek, silver walls around me. I was lying on a cold, smooth surface, and my arms felt too heavy to move. Then, I saw them. Tall. Shadowy. Not human. Their skin shimmered faintly under the strange overhead light, and their huge, black eyes studied me like I was nothing more than an insect beneath glass. They whispered in a language I didn't recognize, soft, clicking, unsettling. My heart pounded. I wanted to scream, to run, to do anything. And then, one of them spoke. A deep, unnatural voice echoed through the room. It shouldn't have made sense to me. But somehow, the words hit me like a punch to the gut. We've been waiting for you, Jean. The cold burned against my skin. My wrists, my ankles, strapped down. No matter how hard I pulled, the restraints didn't budge. My breathing was sharp, erratic, my chest rising and falling too fast. Where was I? What did they do to me? Overhead, strange, metallic instruments hovered in the air, moving on their own. They gleamed under the dim, unnatural light, silent. Precise. Waiting. Then I saw it. One of them. Its body was translucent, like thick glass filled with shifting smoke. It didn't walk, it glided closer, its long, slender fingers pressing something cold against my wrist. I flinched, but I couldn't move away. A sharp, stabbing pain. I gasped, a rush of heat shooting through my veins as the alien embedded a small, pulsing device beneath my skin. My entire arm felt like it was on fire, my vision flickering between black and white static. And then, I heard them. Clear as day. Voices. Words. Their words. Words I should not have understood. The translucent figure loomed over me, its hollow, soulless eyes staring right through me. And then, in a voice that sent ice down my spine, it spoke. This is just the beginning. I gasped, my body trembling. My wrist ached, burning from the inside. I turned my head slowly, and what I saw made my breath catch in my throat. My veins, glowing. An unnatural, electric blue. The moment the restraints snapped open, I ran. My feet barely touched the cold metallic floor as I bolted down the endless corridor. The lights above flickered erratically, casting long, shifting shadows against the smooth walls. My pulse pounded in my ears, drowning out everything else. I didn't know where I was going, I just knew I had to get out. Behind me, the distant sound of someone, chasing me sent a jolt of fear through my body. I forced myself to run faster, lungs burning, muscles screaming. Then, up ahead, an airlock. I skidded to a stop, frantically searching for a control panel, a switch, anything. My fingers trembled as I reached for it, until I heard a soft sob. I turned. A girl. She was trapped inside a glass containment unit, curled up, shaking. Long, dark hair hung over her face, her arms wrapped tightly around herself. She looked human. She looked terrified. I slammed my palm against the glass. Hey! Can you hear me? She lifted her head slowly, her red-rimmed eyes locking onto mine. I felt my stomach drop. There was no hope in her expression. Only fear. Only knowing. Her lips trembled as she whispered, her voice barely audible. They took me years ago. My breath hitched. Then, she swallowed hard, her eyes darting around like she could already hear them coming. She gripped the glass, her fingers pressing hard enough to turn white. And they always bring us back. I don't remember how I got back. One moment, I was on that ship, trapped in a nightmare of cold metal and piercing lights. The next. I was home. Lying in my bed. The familiar ceiling above me, the soft hum of the city outside my window. Like nothing ever happened. But something was wrong. At first, it was little things. I never felt tired. Ever. Days passed, and I never yawned, never felt the weight of exhaustion. Then, I noticed my cuts and bruises, healing within minutes. A deep gash on my arm from a broken glass. Gone in seconds. I told myself I was imagining it. That I was just recovering. But deep down, I knew. And then, the night came. I woke up gasping for air, but something was off. My blanket floated inches away from me, weightless. My body felt light, like I was drifting in water. That's when I realized. I wasn't touching my bed. I was floating. Heart pounding, I flailed, trying to grab onto anything, but there was nothing to hold on to. My room, my bed, it all seemed distant. Unreal. Then, I heard it. A voice. Not from the outside. Inside my head. Deep. Hollow. Familiar. You were never meant to return, Jean. My blood ran cold. My breath hitched. We're coming back for you. For years, I searched for answers. I wasn't alone, I knew it. I scoured forums, interviewed people who claimed they had been taken. Late nights spent digging through classified documents, connecting dots that no one else saw. The same stories repeated, over and over, flashes of light, lost time, changes in their bodies. But something didn't add up. The abductions weren't random. The patterns were too precise, the locations too deliberate. They weren't taking humans. They were retrieving their own. A sickening realization settled deep in my chest. If they were coming back for something that belonged to them, what did that make me? My breath was shaky as I stepped toward the mirror, my reflection staring back at me. My own face, my own eyes, or so I thought. Then it happened. A flicker. For a split second, my pupils swallowed the light, turning completely black. I stumbled back, heart racing. My hands trembled as I touched my face, as if feeling it would make me real. The truth crashed over me like a tidal wave. I was never human. I never was.